Hey everybody, it's Christy Delk coming to you for my live Facebook on my book, Adventures in Franchise Ownership. Today, I'm coming to you from my office at Rollins. If it looks a little messy, it's because it's the first week of school, which also explains the bad hair day. But my Cracker Jack marketing team told me it was time for me to fly solo. So hopefully I'm going to keep this right at 3 minutes as I promised to do. And the topic for today is Chapter 1, which is called Know Your Sweet Spots. Chapter 1 is in the first pillar, which is about building layers of loyalty. Layers of loyalty will strengthen your business. Knowing your sweet spots will help you plan, and planning is one of the very first things that you need to do before you start charging in a different direction. So knowing your sweet spots has to do with 3 categories. One is, do you know who your sweet spot clients are? The second one is, do you know what your sweet spot employee profile looks like? And then third, who is your sweet spot or sweet spots in terms of your community clients, community partners, sorry. All 3 of those are important. And the franchisor that I focused on in this chapter was Bright Star Care. Many of us know Shelley's son, who was a former IFA chair, but her company introduced me to one of her very top performing franchisees. Actually, it's a couple. That's Jeffrey Tews and Susan Rather. And Jeffrey and Susan gave me a very nice quote when I asked them to comment on this chapter. So I want to take just a moment and share their words with you. Jeffrey said, "We consider this to be a relationship building business. Early on, we thought, oh my gosh, we can't work this hard." Yeah, that feels familiar, doesn't it? That's when we intentionally decided to focus our culture on our reputation and all of the people involved. To us, that means building trust and building relationships. I'll go on to the end of it. We also work hard to maintain strong trust bonds with our caseworkers, our discharge planners, and others who can help us grow our business. Sounds like community partners to me. And that they know the magic is in the model of doing that. So they're using different words, but they're talking about knowing who is going to have the biggest impact on their business. So finding out who your sweet spot client is, sometimes it's not who you think it is. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the client that you like the best. Sometimes it is the one that is the biggest contributor to your revenue, but not always. Could be somebody that refers business. So I have an exercise in the book. Let's see if I can show it to you there. The first part of it is who do you think your sweet spot clients are? Name 3. Write down your ideas and your reasons for including them. Step 2, list 5 characteristics that you value most in a client. Step 3, do the clients in the first list have those characteristics that you listed? What, if anything, surprises you about your findings? This short exercise can help you identify who it is that you should be focusing on, probably short term, but more importantly, long term, to help you grow your business. I have a funny story in there about an employee who clearly didn't know who our sweet spot client was, or clients were. And so the story goes on to say, the moral of the story rather, is that make sure, if you know, that your employees also know who your best clients are. And then when I talk about in here about identifying sweet spot employees, again, probably not your favorite employee, might even be somebody that surprises you. Oftentimes we think those that have many children at home might make it a little more difficult for them to be flexible, but the reliability that they bring, the maturity that they bring, the trust, the loyalty that they bring to your business might far outweigh some flexibility that you think is more important. So that example is just one example to view different ways to look at deciding who your most valued type of employee is, and then those that are involved in making those decisions, of course, need to be aware of that. And then I go on in chapter 1. It's about a 8-page, maybe 9-page chapter to talk about identifying community partners. Again, sometimes very surprising. I won't go any further into that because I know I'm out of time now, but I want to thank you for listening and viewing. Please do feel free to share this video with friends, anyone you think might benefit. The book is called Adventures in Franchise Ownership, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and a couple of other retailers as well. I believe it's on Target now. So thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you back here next week for Chapter 2. Thank you.